All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Not too bad. Well, it could be better. The Pacers could have won last night, but they played pretty well. They kind of blew it. I mean, I don't see how any other way you put it. They should have won that game. Let me ask your feelings. I've seen a lot of Pacer fans feeling pretty good today. Oh man, we got this. I mean, we show we could play with them. We should have beat them, and I see that to a certain degree, I guess. But I think you let one get away like that, it could cost you the series. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just being honest. I mean, that's one you should have had.
Yeah, no, they definitely blew that game. They don't have nobody to blame but themselves. I mean, you had the game won. All you had to do is execute, inbound the ball. They're going to foul you. You hit a free throw, and the game's over.
Yep.
But and not even just that play. You had before that, Halliburton dribbled the ball out of bounds on a turnover. You had couple turnovers in the last 40 seconds of that game when you're trying to close it out, and that just killed them. I know people are complaining that they should have fouled him on that three. The way that play happened, I don't think Siakam could have fouled him. By the time he did foul him, he would have got the three. If he hits that three, then he gets then he's going to get a free throw chance for a 4-point play and put him up. But the whole thing is, you should have never been in that situation. They shouldn't have had the ball with 8 seconds left with a chance for a three to tie the game, because if you just inbound the ball, and they had a timeout left. I don't understand why, when there really wasn't nobody open, why Nembhard didn't take the timeout. For one, you advance the ball to the other side of the court,
Yes,
which makes it easier to inbound because you have the backcourt, and then nobody came back to the ball. Halliburton ran toward the corner. Siakam comes running basically toward the baseline straight across. If he came toward the ball, he would have got that pass. It wouldn't have been able to get kind of deflected and go off his hand like it did. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think that it's rough because in a 7-game series, you want to win. If you have a chance to win a game, you got to win it. So I do get that, but I don't think the series is over. And the only reason I don't think it's over is because the way the Pacers play. I think they'll come back tomorrow and they're going to play hard and have a chance right back in it because of what I've seen them do in the playoffs so far. But it sucks because I mean, you're a big underdog in this series. You had a chance to – all the pressure, to me, is already on Boston. If you win that game last night, then you really put the pressure on Boston, and you let the opportunity slip out of your hands. And basically, not because of what Boston done, but because of what you done yourself, and that makes it rough.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying the series is over. I just think it's going to be a tough series, and I just hope we don't come back and look at that.
I mean, it was going to be a tough series either way. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it sucks because that's a game we should have won. But I felt the same way after the Knicks series too.
I think this one's a little worse though. Do you think this was worse than the other game one?
I don't know if it's worse because I felt like like the other game one got stolen from us, and I mean, and this one I guess in a way got stolen from us, but because of our own doing, not because of some of the calls. I didn't really have a big problem with the refs. There was some times the Pacers definitely got hit and they didn't get called, but you're going to get that on the road. Some. I mean, I know there was a big. I mean, Celtics shot like 30 free throws. We shot like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
and we only shot. Hell, we hadn't. I think it was till the fourth quarter we hadn't shot a free throw the whole second half. Some of that's the style Pacers play too, because they don't attack the rim a lot. But so I didn't have a big problem with the officiating. Like I said, Pacers kind of collapsed there at the end. Really, not kind of, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Well, they got to come back, play well tomorrow. Try to steal tomorrow's game in Boston. I mean, if they can win tomorrow, everybody will be feeling pretty good. Because if you just said at the beginning of the series that they were 1-1 coming back from Boston.
But I
think any Pacer fan would take that. So.
I think we've got to be 1-1. I think we're in big trouble if we're down 2-0. That's just my opinion. And I felt that way kind of with the Knicks too. So what the hell do I know?
No, don't.
But Boston's a better team than
I'd much rather be 1-1. But if we do go down 0-2, I don't think the series is over yet. Just because how good we are at home. I think it could be something like the Knicks series, but you're going to have to win one. You're going to have to win one in Boston, win this series.
Yes,
and Boston is definitely capable of beating us in Indiana. But so I mean, I would like to win tomorrow night, but I don't think it's over if we lose. But man, it'd make it a lot tougher, especially after the way you lost this game.
Yeah,
because they should have won that game. They played good enough to win.
Yeah, you'd have to win 4 out of 5 if you go down 2-0, and that's not going to be easy against a team like Boston. And I'm not saying it can't be done. I mean, Lakers did it to Knicks, but again, Boston's a better team than the Knicks. So, but let's get one tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm off. Get to watch the game, so I got to watch the first half yesterday. So kept track of it. After that,
yeah, they should. Like I said, they got off to a slow start, got down, and then they battled back. And after that, I mean, they had like I said, they had their chances and some turnovers. Halliburton turning the ball over there at the end. You had the ball, bring it up court. There's only like 30 seconds left. Even if they don't foul you're going to be able to run a lot of time off. You dribble the ball freaking out of bounds and give them the ball right back. And then you have the turnover at the end that really cost you right before you hit that 3 to tie the game. And then in overtime, I think we had a couple turnovers in overtime that killed us too, at least one, but we kind of lost that momentum, and we had chances there in overtime. We couldn't convert on.
Yeah, I was worried when we went to overtime, but I was hoping.
Well, they got off to a good start in overtime, and
then Abbott for the Reds pitched a hell of a game last night. He's been their best pitcher by far so far this year. But the Reds got a shutout victory.
About time. That's the problem, though, is our pitching has to almost shut people out to win because we're not scoring many runs.
Yeah.
We gotta get back. We gotta start hitting the ball. I don't understand why we've not had a lot of luck. We're not hitting the ball very good here the last month or so at all.
No. And Dylan Cruz, I have to say, I mean, I know he little crazy on the bases sometimes, but he's a dangerous dude on the bases. We got what 30 stolen bases already.
Yeah. And he's been the best so far. But
Yeah.
we gotta get more guys putting the ball in play.
Yep.
Gotta figure out how to score runs. I think we run ourselves out of some runs sometimes too. But it's one thing. It's one thing to be aggressive, but sometimes I think we get a little too aggressive in spots that we don't need to be, and that's hurt us. All right. Well, I went 4-1 on my picks yesterday.
Oh, 4-2.
Only one I lost was the Yankees, since they got beat again.
Yankees and damn Toronto, man. The White Sox beat the damn Toronto. What the hell?
Yeah, the White Sox haven't been beaten very many teams. All right. NBA tonight. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Mavs and Timberwolves. Timberwolves are 4.5-point favorites, -188 on the money line. Mavericks are +158 on the money line. Over under is 206.5. I'm gonna go with the Mavs at the +4.5. I know the Mavericks historically, especially with Luka, haven't won many game ones. I think they're like 0-5 in game ones that Luka's played in. Even if they lose this game, I think it's going to be a real close game. I think it's going to be. I think both these series are going to be a lot of close games, good games. So, but I'm going to go with Dallas at the +4.5. I think Dallas is going to surprise some people, play a little better in game 1. Pacers and Celtics don't play again until tomorrow, and they have the Celtics as 9-point favorites in that game.
Real quick, what do you think when the Pacers cut off to such a terrible start?
I didn't panic too bad because they got down 12. It was like 12-0, 12-2, and then boom, they started scoring a few points. Now if they would have got down like 20, it'd been. But in the NBA, if you can stay within 10 to 15, you know what I mean. I was just like, man, we got to get our offense going, and then they did. And some of the there at the beginning, you had a couple turnovers. They have to. That's a big thing. They turned the ball over 24, 25 times last night. You can't turn the ball over like that.
And it equated to a lot of Boston points. I mean, I think it was 30-some points or more. You take that away, we win that game fairly easy.
Well, that's another thing. I'm not real worried. I'd feel a lot worse about it because it sucks we lost, but I'd feel a lot worse about it if it had been a game where like the Celtics played bad. We're like, I mean, where Tatum had a terrible game, Brown had a terrible game, and we took advantage of that, and then we end up losing. No, Boston did. I mean, they didn't play a terrible game. They played good, but we played right with them. So I mean, I thought that should be. I don't know. That gave me a little bit of. I don't want to say hope, but it gave me a little more assured that hey, we can play with these guys because I mean they played a pretty good game. Their stars had pretty good games, and we were right there. Should have won the game. It was a game we should have won. So I definitely think Pacers are capable of beating them. There's no doubt. But we got cut down the turnovers. Turnovers was. I mean, that's what killed us. That's what killed us last night. It was the turnovers.
I don't think there's a team out there right now that they can't.
You have 2 less turnover. I mean, you have 1 less turnover in that game, you win that game. You don't turn that ball over at the end. I mean, it was just that's what it came down to. But it kind of showed there at the end of that game. You had a young team that don't have a whole lot of experience in the playoffs. And you're playing against a team that has a lot of experience in the playoffs, and it kind of showed there in that last minute 45 seconds of that game. Yeah. You could tell Boston had been there and had that experience and kind of new to the Pacers. You know what I mean? We got a young team and they don't have a whole lot of playoff experience. I know you have Siakam who has won a championship before, but other than that, there's not a whole lot of playoff experience on that team.
No, not at all.
Hockey, Panthers and Rangers game 1.
What are you thinking about that series?
I'm gonna go with the Rangers tonight at home. This game's basically a pick 'em. They got both of them at -110 on the money line. I think it's going to be a fun series. I'm going to go with the Rangers here at Game 1 at home at the Garden.
I'm going with the Rangers too, but who do you think wins the series?
I don't know.
I'm going with Florida.
It's going to be a tough one.
It is going to be a tough one. Two really good teams. I'm gonna go with Florida.
I think I'm going to go with the Rangers.
I'm just being an asshole.
I just want to see.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
I want to see a different team in the Stanley Cup Finals.
That's true.
Florida made it last year. I know they didn't win it, but they were there last year.
Yep.
And if Florida gets beat, we're guaranteed to have two new teams in the Stanley Cup Finals this year because Vegas is already out.
Like that one guy says from McAfee show, he said anybody but as long as there ain't a Canada team in it. No Canadian.
McAfee kills me. I didn't hear what he said about the Pacer game today. I turned it on a little bit late, but yeah,
said they blew up.
Dude. All right, baseball. There's a lot of baseball games already going on. A lot of day games today. It seemed like Thursday used to be the day we had a lot of day games. I wonder why it's Wednesday. There was there's quite a few games in the evening still, but there was a lot of day games today too. There's still there's like 5 or 6 games still going on right now.
Yeah, we had a
Twins are up 3-2 over the Nationals. Bottom of the ninth. Guardians are up 5-3 over the Mets. Bottom of the 8th. Cardinals are up 3-1 over the Orioles. Actually, I think that game's final now. Angels were up 2-1 over the Astros. Royals are up over the Tigers. I end up going with 3 games. I'm going to go with the Brewers on the money line on the road at the Marlins. Peralta's on the mound for the Brewers. Brewers won yesterday. I'm going to go with the Reds at the +1.5 at home against the Padres. Reds won with a shutout yesterday. I don't think today will be a shutout, but I like the Reds' chances here. And if they don't win, like I said, they have the most one-run losses in the league. But it is kind of a bullpen day for the Reds as they're starting Martinez. But they won last week, the game that they started Martinez.
He pitched pretty well last week. He's a pretty good pitcher.
Yeah, he's been pitching pretty good. He's usually more of our long relief guy, but they've been using him as a spot starter here and there. And he, like I said, we won the game he started last week. And then I'm gonna take the Phillies on the money line against the Texas Rangers at home at the -124. So I'm gonna go Brewers money line, Phillies money line, and Reds +1.5.
I went 5 games. I've got the Brewers money line on the road against Miami also. I've got Cincinnati at home money line. I think they're going to beat San Diego again. I've got Philadelphia money line at home against Texas. I've got the Yankees at home money line against Seattle, and I have Toronto money line at home against the White Sox. That's my 5 picks for tonight.
And then I took one other one. I'm going to take the Indiana Fever. At the +5.5 against the Seattle Storm tonight. I think the Fever are going to get their first win tonight. Okay. They should have got the other night against New York. They had a chance to win that game. They lost at the end.
You said on the road?
It's on the road. Yeah, they're on the road tonight. This will be their first game against somebody besides the Liberty or the Sun. They should have beat, or I ain't gonna say should. They had a good chance of winning that game the other night against the Liberty. They were right there, missed the layup right there at the end that would have tied the game. Caitlin Clark has looked starting to look more comfortable. Not just her, the whole team. But you can see they're starting to get used to playing together more. And the Storm are 1-4, I think, or 1-3, and the Fever are 0-3 or 0-4, excuse me. But I think the Fever get their first win tonight. I like them at the +5.5. That shot there was lucky as hell.
I don't really want to get into a big racial thing, but I seen an article yesterday on the girl that used to work for ESPN, uh, Hill. Is it Jamil?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen the article, but I'm sure.
Said the reason that Caitlin Clark is so popular is in getting all these endorsement deals and all this stuff is because she's white and she's straight. What the hell is wrong with people?
Well, that Hills with that Hill, it's always about race or something. Anyway, but yeah,
Look, I don't care what color she is. Who's the probably the most famous basketball player of all time?
Michael Jordan.
What color is he? Did it make a difference? Top 10 most famous players of all time. Probably most of them are black. Who cares?
Hold on, we're not even.
We got thrown off again.
Camera went out.
Oh,
For some reason. Okay, we're back. No, what she's nothing but, in my opinion, nothing but a race baiter anyway. That's how she's been like that for a long time. I think that's one of the reasons she's not on ESPN anymore. Hasn't been on ESPN anymore, even though now ESPN has turned into more of the political and race stuff like that. And I think that's why a lot of people have moved away from ESPN. I mean, I know a lot of people don't watch that only watch ESPN basically when live sports are on. They don't watch none of their other programming. I only watch mainly the live sports other than McAfee on there, but that don't have nothing to do with that. It's just none of their other shows really appeal to me that much. First take is okay, but it's just I got tired of all the debate shows and the guys just arguing.
I mean,
Let's see who can get louder. That's what a lot of that you see. One guy will say something, and Stephen A. Smith will try to yell over him, and it's just. I mean, is it entertaining sometimes? But I mean, I can only watch. It just got to where every show was like that.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch a lot of that stuff. I just don't know more. But yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with her being white. Myself,
I think that's something to do with being straight.
no, not really. I don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
But
I didn't know if she was straight or what.
Yeah.
Why is that in my business? What's the difference?
That's what the law use to try to create more division is. It's either race or it's the LBG stuff. You know what I mean? It's one of them things. She's a good player. I mean, I think she's a great player, but she was great in college. We don't know if she's going to be great in WNBA yet. I think she's going to be, but I don't watch her because she's white or because she's straight. I've been watching Fever games. Did I watch a lot of Fever games last year? I watched them some, not as much. I've watched it more this year. I want to see how she does.
He thinks it's about her being white and talented. I agree with the talented part, but I think, well, to some people, maybe it is. Maybe to some people are following her because she's white and they identify with that. I don't know. I know it isn't for me. I could care less, especially about whether she's straight or not. I could care less about that. That's one that really threw me off. There's always going to be the black-white thing. It's never going to go away. It is what it is. But I could care less who she lays down with. That's none of my business. And I mean, Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest player of all time, sold more shoes than anybody. I mean, I don't know. I guess everybody's got an opinion and everybody's got a right to an opinion, but I think she's doing big things, and I think she's going to continue to big things. And if she doesn't, she'll fall. Definitely her popularity will fall.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be straight up honest. I was shocked how I knew she was a good player, but I knew she was going to have an impact, but I never thought that they were going to sell out games at other places. And I thought they would do good at Indiana. Maybe even did better there than I thought they would.
Yep, that is right. Because you see, it's crazy. I mean, like LeBron, you have the argument of who's better, LeBron and
Yeah.
Jordan, and you have people that think it's Jordan, and you have people that want to see LeBron fail. Don't get me wrong, you do, but if you watch like on media, you don't hear the media come out like they wanted to see him fail. If you listen to a lot of people on TV right now,
Yeah.
there's a lot of them that want to see Caitlin. That I mean, you can tell they want Caitlin Clark to fail. We've never seen that with from the media as much from like that with a player that's active. And now, don't get me wrong, you see media go against players, especially if they get in trouble or saying stupid stuff, but not wanting to see them fail on the court because basically you're kind of jealous of all the recognition they're getting.
And I believe what you're saying, but is there an example you can give me? Because I don't watch a lot of the coverage, NBA or WNBA or NBA. I'll catch a little bit of TNT, NBA.
You've had quite a bit of the some players that are in the WNBA now, but some of the former WNBA players that have kind of came out like, oh, she ain't gonna be able to do anything in this league, and there's been a lot of them kind of been like they want her to fail. Where you would think these former WNBA players and even some of them that are still involved in the league would be more supportive of it because look what it's doing for the WNBA. You know what I mean? Look what she's doing for the WNBA.
Is it jealousy?
I think that's some of it. But yeah, but like I said, I'll watch. They play tonight at 10:00 because they play out west. I'll probably watch a little bit of it because Pacers don't play.
I'll probably get the game on.
I watched some of. I watched some of Angel Reese's game the other night in Chicago.
She's a great
I mean, I'm just a sports fan. If there's a good game on, I'll watch. I don't care who's
I'll
playing.
probably get that Fever game on the series, can I?
Yeah,
I might listen to it while I'm at work.
Oh, I agree, Tommy. Jordan is the best of all time.
I agree 100%. Now, but LeBron's a great player, but there's a lot of great players. I mean, on my list, I would have Kareem above LeBron. I have I'm pissing people off. I got Larry Bird in front of him. But but everybody can do a different list, and that's all subjective.
And I'm not even a Michael Jordan fan.
We didn't like they killed our Pacers.
Yeah, I'm a Pacer fan, and Reggie Miller was my favorite player growing up.
Yeah.
So, but I can also sit here and give Jordan his respect. I do. I hate him when we played the Bulls because you couldn't stop him.
What was so great about him was his play on the court, of course, but just his attitude, how hard he played. It's just amazing.
And that's why people are starting to fall in love with Anthony Edwards right now. I think
it's a little early, but I understand.
He's not near on Jordan's level, but just he kind of has that kind of swagger about him, the kind of that attitude, and he plays hard the whole time. Don't get me wrong, he's not near at that level, but I can see why people are drawing the comparison a little bit.
Yeah, I can say I think it's early, but I agree.
Oh yeah, they've been talking to her ever since she started talking on her ever since she started getting the attention. I agree. It was all that she can shoot, but she's not going to be able to get her shot off in WNBA. I mean, there was all kinds of things. I think she's going to be good in WNBA. Everybody talks about how she got off to a rough start. Okay, she had 20 the first game, didn't shoot well. She did get off to a rough start. Don't get me wrong, but she didn't shoot well and turned the ball over 10 times. Second game, I think she had 12 points.
Yep.
She's average. through the first 4 games, she's the leading score. She's leading scorer on the team, averaging 17 points a game. She's leading assist on the team at 5.5 assists a game. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, they haven't got off to a great. She hasn't got off to maybe the start everybody thought, but it ain't like it's been just all terrible either. The first game was bad. That first game, there's no other way to put it. She had off night shooting. She looked she looked nervous. She looked a little overwhelmed. But then since then, every game she's looked a lot. I think she's looked better.
I think Isaiah Thomas is really underrated.
Yeah, I think Thomas. I think Larry Bird is too. Larry Bird should be.
Oh, yeah.
He should be more in the conversation of like top
5,
top 3, top 4 players, and he's
I agree.
not.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that. Well, Tommy, how you been doing? You been doing good? It has been a long time since we've seen or heard out of you.
Yeah, it's like I said, Pacers. We just got to quit turning the ball over. That's what we got to do tomorrow.
Yep,
Can't turn.
I agree.
We cut down the turnovers, we'll have a chance, and we got to keep playing with the defensive intensity they've been playing with. They're playing a lot better defense than what they were earlier in the year.
Yeah. What's the girl's name? I think she's a freshman, maybe a sophomore. In college basketball right now. I was on a pretty good team last year, and I can't think of her name right now. But she's really good.
Talking about Juju?
Yeah.
Watkins?
Yeah, I think
USC.
I think she's going to be a big star.
Yeah, she's
going to be a huge star. I think she could be right along the lines of Caitlin Clark. I think she's going to be really, really good.
All right. Well, do you have anything else for today?
No, just we're going to be on 8:00.
Yeah.
With a special guest, Alex Bolton, had a brain fart. Promoter and owner of FEW, Frontier Elite Wrestling, and he's going to be on with us to talk about a show he's got coming up Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday, Greenfield, Indiana. I forget what it's called, or I would say it, but I'll have that information tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, Alex will be joining us at 8:00. Yeah, exactly, Tommy. Yeah, she looked like a rookie that first game.
Yeah,
It was crazy to me how. That's what was crazy to me, how everybody was all jumping on it like she was so bad. Kelsey Plume, who plays for the Aces, real good player. She averaged like 11 or 12 points as a rookie, and talked about how it took her a year or two, you know what I mean, to get going. So so it was kind of funny to me. It was like, hey.
I'm working towards that, Tommy. I'm only working 2 days a week, and another year and a half I'll be retired. So I'll be a 100% house husband.
We appreciate everybody watching. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. Join us tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Alex Bolton, Frontier Elite Wrestling, will be joining us to talk about the big show this Sunday. If you haven't checked out WCWO DCCW K9 benefit show from last Saturday, go check it out on our YouTube page at Gonzo Sports Room as well. Yeah, it was a great show. Also, Warrior Pro Wrestling 32 from Sunday. You can find it on our YouTube page as well. But we appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back tomorrow right around 3:00.
Top back off.